WWE is back with 2K24, and that means
it is time for all of us here and millions around the world to bear witness.
It's Platinum Trophy. In order to get the 2K24 Platinum, I'm going to need to get a whopping 62 trophies across all 6 game modes the game has to offer. But to start with, I'm going to focus on the Showcase mode, which is the exact same every year, but if you're new to WWE, it's effectively a game mode where you replay famous matches, including the cutscenes in between, and each match comes with optional objectives to complete, and I got my first trophy by simply completing the first one. Oh, where it all begins. Again, complete one objective, okay? Now, whilst playing through Showcase mode, I was focused on getting the trophy, the ultimate challenge for completing all objectives in all matches. In the very first match, I had a terrible start as my opponent stayed out the ring, ending the match early, meaning I'd have to replay the whole match again and do all of the objectives also again. But on a positive note, I got a second trophy just for winning the match. Wait, he wasn't supposed to lose. Oh my god, I won a match, but because he stayed out the way, I didn't finish the objectives. As you could tell by my reaction, I wasn't too happy replaying the match, as personally, I don't enjoy the Showcase that much. However, I simply replayed the match and didn't mess up this time, getting me a trophy for finishing all objectives in a match. Oh wait, and I completed all the objectional objectives. Objectional? Optional. Showcase was a pretty boring game mode to cover, as it was 21 matches of basically the same thing, except for the 30-man Royal Rumble at the end, which was a lot of fun. Using Andre the Giant, I just dominated everyone. After making sure I won and eliminated the last opponent, this got me 3 trophies and was also the first of 6 game modes ticked off. Right, well, we get the first trophy for crowning champion of WrestleMania in Showcase. All grown up, win all matches in Showcase. Ah, there you go, the ultimate challenge. Complete all objectives. Now that Showcase was ticked off, it's time to move on to, surprisingly, another quick and easy game mode, My GM, which if you watched my WWE 2K23 video from last year, you would know it was complete hell, but this year round, it wasn't bad at all. If you don't know what My GM is, you basically become a manager of a WWE brand, such as SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and so on. You manage who fights who each week and each pay-per-view in the hopes to get a good show ranking. A lot of the mode is quickly simulating through, but I picked up my first trophy, which was a simple one for just upgrading one of the show's crews that was already level 7. I'm now able to boost a tier 7 crew, which should give me the trophy Logistic Liaison. Something new to My GM this year is levels. Each wrestler has a rating between 1 and 25, and there is a trophy for upgrading a wrestler to level 25. For this, I would buy XP cards and instantly put them on Gunther, as he already started with such a high rating, and adding the XP made it incredibly easy to pop the trophy. Now in the 3rd season, I'm able to get Gunther up to a 25 rating, which gets me the Zero to Hero trophy for having a single talent at level 25. Having Gunther at level 25 was also needed for the next trophy. In order to be able to unlock it, I first needed 4 different wrestlers to be level 25, known as Immortal Talents. Thankfully, now I already had one, I simply just had to go and sign 3 more for cheap on 1-week deals and put them all in a fatal 4-way title match to get another My GM trophy out the way. Just simulate the show, the trophy should pop. And it didn't. Okay. Oh, wait, never mind. Yes, it did. Immortal Kombat. Book a fatal 4-way title match, come on! You may notice this entire time I was using ECW, which some may find strange as it's not a popular brand. However, there was a good reason for this. There is a trophy called Extreme Rules, which requires you to enter the Hall of Fame in first place with extreme AI and game difficulties active. Now that sounds brutal, as extreme AI is no joke, but thankfully you could set the extreme AI but actually control your opponent. So each show I'd trade all talents and all money to ECW, making it the easiest win of my life. And to enter the Hall of Fame first, I simply just had to auto-simulate 10 seasons, making Taylor Swift the undisputed GOAT. Come on, I'm at the top after 6 long seasons. Come on, I've won, I'm at the top, I'm first. Yes, oh it popped, come on, Extreme Rules. Hall of Fame in first place on Extreme AI. It works. Come on. Now the longest trophy was out the way, I had to start a new save and actually play against the AI, as I needed to complete 25 trades with them. All I had to do was offer them $100 out of my pocket for $1 out of theirs, and obviously they accepted every time, so just 25 quick trades later. Yes, we did it! My GM completed! And just like that, 2 game modes were down, and next it's time to move on to one of, if not the most popular game mode in WWE, My Rise, which is essentially a men's and women's story mode inside the WWE. This was the second longest mode to get done, so let's jump straight into it. But first things first, I think we need to welcome back a legend of the channel from last year. Oh yes, here we go, we're in the men's My Rise now, and Walter White is back from last year. Most of the trophies in My Rise are story related, and thankfully this year round they are not glitched. But to my surprise, I picked up my first trophy and first championship less than half an hour into the story. Maybe Walter White is already just the GOAT. Hold on, I've won the championship already. I've only just started the career mode and I've won the Universal Championship. Crazy. In the men's storyline this year, there is in fact 4 missable trophies to worry about, and that is due to choices at different points. Thankfully, all you need to do is upload your save to the PS Plus cloud, make a choice, download the save, and then make the other choice. It makes these trophies super quick, and I got the first one by talking to Lita. Woo, there's the first missable for training with Lita. And straight after popping the last trophy, I downloaded my save from the cloud and this time spoke to Dominic, and whilst I was at him, beat him up backstage. This led to us making a deal and in fact getting the second missable trophy out the way. Woo! There you go, there's the second missable for making a deal with Dominic. Now surprisingly, the next 2 choices of missables came quite quickly after the first 2. So again, I uploaded my save and I went with the first option to team up with The Miz. Oh, wait, that was quick. That's missable number 3 out the way. And yet again, I downloaded my save from the cloud and this time ended up sending poor Walter White over to NXT just to get another trophy. Oh, here we go. Walter White on his way to NXT. Thank God. That is the 4th and final missable out the way. Now the missables were done, it was time to just pop the last 2 story trophies for the men's My Rise. First of which, for defeating Cody Rhodes. Not being funny, you don't make enemies with Walter White, because you just get absolutely submissioned, mate. Woo! Gold Standard defeated Cody Rhodes after that. And to finish off the men's My Rise story, Walter White defeats Roman Reigns and becomes a double champion. Oh, wait. Oh, it's done! Yes! Now the men's My Rise is completed, it's time to do the same thing for the women's My Rise. Unfortunately, I can't make the return of Ice Spice from last year, as no one made an Ice Spice wrestler when I recorded this, so I decided to settle for the next best thing. Why does she look like that? Taylor Swift actually looks horrifying. Jesus Christ. Since Taylor Swift was in the building, it was very obvious she signed in the WWE, giving the first trophy almost instantly. Yeah, sign on the dotted line. Taylor Swift has signed for Raw. Following Taylor's fresh career path, it was time to fight Rhea Ripley in an all-new ambulance match. These were actually pretty fun, especially slamming the door in her face, but after she got taken away, obviously leaving Taylor Swift the winner and giving me a trophy. Right, well, just take her away. Bad times don't last. Oh, mate, Rhea's just been packed up in an ambulance. After defeating Rhea, someone from the heavens must have spotted Taylor's talents, because straight after she was cast to act in a movie alongside the one and only John Cena. Oh, the A-lister. Cast in a major motion picture. I only just got my last trophy. I was actually somewhat following the story to this My Rise, and to be completely honest, I have absolutely no idea how Taylor Swift ended up doing this, but it's safe to say I was so confused. Right, I know the WWE isn't real, but what in the voodoo crap is this? Making someone levitate was one thing, and I could look past it, but getting further into the story, it just got worse and worse. Nah, I've seen enough. What is this? What the hell am I looking at? In terms of missables for the women's My Rise, it was actually way better than the men's, since there is only one. It's for completing a series of side quests which, to be honest, are quite difficult to miss, making the only missable easy to pop, which I popped once Taylor Swift stopped trying to be casted for Riverdale in the middle of the fights. Go Psycho Sally, whoever she is. Ah, there you go, that's the only missable trophy in Unleashed. And as the story went on, it just seemed to get better and better, as after all of that Riverdale stuff, I was then fighting Lilith's sister from Diablo. What the flip is that? What on earth am I looking at here? What the... However, on a positive, after defeating whatever that was, it got me a trophy. Ah, Manifest Destiny, defeat whatever the hell that was on my screen before. Then obviously it wouldn't be a My Rise story without Taylor Swift becoming champion and then the game having a trophy tied to it. Yeah, It's a woman's world. Taylor Swift is the woman's world champion. Now with Taylor Swift being champion, that comes the end of my rise, giving me 2 trophies. First of which for completing the women's story, and the second for completing both stories. Oh, the beginning of the future. Yes, I've completed the story. Muted story and undeniable for finishing both. Oh, no more my rise. Get in. So that is now 3 out of 6 game modes completed. Superstar and Play Now are where the easiest and shortest trophies in the game are, so I'm going to cover them both simultaneously before moving on to the most crazy mode, My Faction. Superstar mode is essentially like My GM, except you can choose each outcome of every match, start rivalries, and basically create your own WWE universe. The trophies for this are incredibly easy, so I'm just going to fly through them, such as choosing a match option. Oh, there you go. First trophy in Superstar. As I said before, you could start your own rivalries, so I made Logan Paul and Bobby Lashley rivals, made them fight it out in the ring, and that got me a trophy for completing a rivalry match. Woo, square up. As wrestlers fight, they gain momentum points depending on outcomes, and since you control everything in Superstar mode, I got momentum pretty easily, and once you get 50 momentum, you can choose an outcome called Loser Leaves Town, which means whoever loses will have to quit their show. Using this outcome got me 2 trophies. Oh, wait. On a roll, spend 50 momentum on a single rivalry. Sweet. Right, now Bobby Lashley has to leave town. Get lost, mate. Exactly that. And then finally for making a Superstar win a championship after cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase. Yes, cash in ringer. Win a championship through Money in the Bank. Now for Play Now. This is where a big chunk of trophies are, however they're all incredibly easy, so I'll skip most of them. There are 6 trophies for winning matches on Legend difficulty. These sound difficult, but I just boosted the submission sliders, so I was basically invincible, so the matches themselves lasted about 20 seconds. So I'll just pop those trophies, including a 30-man gauntlet match on Legendary. But again, I just submissioned all 30 opponents, and it was a cakewalk. We won that time. I don't know how I lost. Close. And the other relevant Play Now trophies are the referee ones, which I think was a really cool addition to this game, allowing you to play as the officials in a match. Controlling every tap, every pin, controlling the entire match. There was only 3 trophies tied playing as the ref, which were for stopping a match early before a superstar taps out. Wait, okay, for fairly officiating a match, meaning I didn't get ejected or make a wrong call to end the match. Oh my god. And then the final trophy for Play Now was for ending a match with a fast count, meaning I just did the pin count as fast as I could. Then, that's it. And with every other game mode covered, it's time for the final game mode, My Faction, which quite literally made me wait 70 days before the platinum was obtainable, but more on that later. For those who don't know, My Faction is your generic My Team or Ultimate Team mode where you spend your hard-earned money for virtual cards that will mean absolutely nothing next year. But since you guys know me, obviously I pre-ordered WWE, meaning I got some free packs, which is where I got my first My Faction trophy for completing a lifetime challenge. These are all just generic challenges, such as opening packs. And for clarification, they did in fact add Cody Rhodes' dog as a manager, which unfortunately means we can't play as a dog in the ring, but it was still a cool addition. Why have I got a dog manager? Now that we added a new lovely dog manager to the team, I started getting to work on some more trophies. Starting off by completing my first My Faction match, which got me 2 simple trophies. For winning a match and also completing a daily challenge, which you guessed was also just for finishing off the match. And the trophy for winning the first match of My Faction. Oh, and a daily challenge. So now it was time to grind my way through the easy matches, and as I did so, I completed the other 2 daily challenges, which were for landing a certain amount of strikes or heavy strikes to get me the Champion for a Day trophy. Oh, Champion for a Day. There you go. Well, all 3 daily challenges complete. There are a bunch of different game modes inside of My Faction that you need to complete, but I thought I'd start with the shortest, which are winning 10 live event matches. These are just random matches the game gives you that update every so often, meaning you only have a select time to get the rewards for each fight. Thankfully, they don't need to be different events, so I just replayed the same event over and over and escaped the cage with Bianca. Thriller. Boom. Never felt more alive. Complete 10 live events. God damn. Once the live events were done, I thought it would be a good time to make a start on the Proving Grounds chapter. These are kind of like towers in Mortal Kombat or other fighting games. In Proving Grounds, you have chapters, but inside each chapter there is 5 towers, all containing 5 matches. So obviously completing 25 matches was a long grind, which is why I wanted to start early and break it up. To start with, the matches weren't too difficult, making the first 5 matches and the first tower quite straightforward, giving me a trophy for completing a full tower. Yes, a good start. Complete a Proving Grounds tower. Time for the chapter. As the Proving Ground chapters were rather long and tedious, I thought I'd break it up and work on a quicker trophy, which was for completing a weekly tower. Again with the goddamn towers. Thankfully, I only had to complete 1 week's worth, which was only 5 matches, and again, they didn't take much effort or difficulty. Dakota Kai, but more importantly, weekly winner. If you couldn't tell already, I was nowhere near done with my faction, as I still needed to complete all the Proving Grounds and more. That being said, I unexpectedly managed to pop the 15 Lifetime Challenges trophy. These can easily be done quite quickly, unlike other years in the series, which required a long grind or RNG to finish them. Oh wait, Journey of a Lifetime. 15 Lifetime Challenges. Oh, I don't know what I did, but sweet. I actually completed the Lifetime Challenges whilst playing the new Faction Wars mode, as it's the only one I was yet to play. There is a long trophy tied to it, but I'll get back to that later. But for now, I popped the last challenge trophy, which was for completing all of the intro challenges. The intro challenges were as simple as just play each game mode my faction has to offer. Wait, was that it? Wait, beginner's luck, complete all intro challenges. Oh! And after some long fights, making me grab money in the bank briefcases, submission my opponents, put them through tables, I finally managed to finish all 25 of the Proving Ground matches, meaning the chapter was complete and I was 1 step closer to the sweet platinum. Chapter and verse. Complete a Proving Grounds chapter. Lovely. Apologies for the lack of gameplay in this segment. It is all the same game mode over and over, so you really aren't missing much. However, I did get a trophy which required no gameplay at all, but purely me loading into my faction every day for 5 days, showing my true loyalty to this fabulously awful game. Right, let's go into my faction. I think it is day 5, so I should get a loyalty reward, which should give me a trophy, you'd hope. If it wants to take its time to flip and load, I did! Loyalty confirmed, earn a loyalty reward. Still can't finish it, by the way. Now for the second to last My Faction trophy. This was for defeating 30 bosses in Faction Wars, and this trophy was no joke. As you can see on screen, Faction Wars is a new boss rush mode, and it was nothing special, but each run required between 2 to 4 fights each tier, and each run had 5 bosses / tiers, meaning you had to successfully complete a run 6 times for the trophy. Now, as you can easily get cards good enough to win, it was fairly simple, but god was it boring. And the bosses weren't even bosses, they were just 4v4 matches like you can see now. But after finishing my 30th 4v4 match, I finally got the last obtainable trophy for some time. Oh yes! Faction Wars champion! 30 Faction War bosses, I don't need to play the mode anymore, yes! Here is where we cut to where 2K decided to make the platinum unobtainable for 70 whole days. And no, I am not exaggerating. I'm currently editing this an entire month after I got all the trophies, and I still have to wait another 17 days before I can pop the final trophy. And the best part is, it's not even difficult. It's tied to the online ranked mode, and the trophy requires you to get a leaderboard reward from ranked, which to get all you need to do is play through your placement matches. But the catch is you don't get a leaderboard reward until the season ends, which is a 70-day season. So now I've explained, I'm just going to jump 17 days into the future to Livecom Segi. Right lads, we have got 4 minutes until the trophy is available. Now I want this first achiever, so I'm going to sit in ranked play and click X when that time is done. Now I'm hoping most people are going to load into my faction instead of the ranked play. So I'm either big braining this, or I'm looking like a right twat and it's going to bite me in the arse. So we'll find out. It's the final countdown to Ludo. 120. Right lads, I just enjoyed a cheeky little dart session and we have got 5 seconds left. 70 days of waiting. Now fingers crossed, please. 3, 2, 1. Right, the season's over. Click on it. Wait. No, it's refreshing. I got the trophy. Rise through the ranks, earn a leaderboard reward, and all trophies earned. What a boring name. But that is the WWE 2K24 Platinum, and I hope I was first to unlock it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also click on the screen for more.